We are live now, sir.
So,
You can start.
no. So, good morning, everyone. So, in today's session, we'll be discussing about extra exam strategy and paper discussion, and we'll analyze the paper, how sample paper is given, what can we expect from tomorrow itself, 15th July onwards. So, this is what we have observed in last sample paper. They are given 50 questions, and from each chapter they are given these many questions. You can just look at it once. Each chapter they are given at least 2 or 3 questions from each topic, and if you observe properly, continuity and differentiability they are concentrated more, and application of derivatives. So we call this as differential calculus, right? So I'm expecting similar questions from these two as well. Application of derivatives especially, we have a lot of subtopics to cover, so we can expect 6 to 7 questions again. And relations and functions, yes, types of functions and types of relations they can ask, and matrices and determinants. So these 4 are must and should topics which you should have covered. And again, they have given one probability as well, one paragraph type question in this. So if you observe this LPP, they are given only 2 questions, right? So you can expect same number of questions. And differential calculus and rest of the questions as normal, they are concentrated. Application of integrals as well. So this is what I feel topics to focus on, especially these 2 topics. I can expect 13 to 15 questions in this, maybe around 13. And matrices and determinants, you can expect 5 to 7 for sure. And probability, yeah. So we can cover most 20 to 25 questions from these topics itself. So be strong in this. It's not necessary that they have to give 20 questions. So now, how to attempt the question paper? Very important points. First one, easy questions first. Now, first point is easy questions first, right? Now, my question is, what are easy questions? Can I decide what are easy questions? No, it's you. When you are writing the examination, if you look at the question and if you get the idea immediately, that is called easy question. Here, and that easy question has to be solved under a minute. Then only you should go through it. Clear? Next, skip if you get in between. Suppose I got struck while solving the question. I'm unable to calculate further, or I'm unable to solve the question. Then skip the question. Reason? Each question carries same marks. Why should I waste more than 2 minutes or 3 minutes on any question? If I get the same marks, can I go for next question and solve it in that time? So very important point. Each question carries same marks. Remember this. Now, by the end of time, you should be able to read all 50 questions, because I don't know where easy questions are given. Very easy questions can be given at the end, can be given at the beginning or in the middle, right? So take care of this point as well. Now, last one, but not least, rarely questions or options can be wrong. Yes, that is possible. No matter what your exam it is, right? There's a chance that maybe question is wrong or options can be wrong. You got the answer, but it is not in the options. What you will do? We'll solve it again. Again, you'll get the same answer. Again, you will solve it again. So keep this in mind. While solving for the first time, take care of the calculations, concentrate more, and get the answers. Fine. So don't waste much time on one particular question. I'm talking about one particular question. You should not waste more than 3 minutes. In case if you feel question is wrong or options are wrong, skip and go for other questions. There are 10 choices, right? 50 questions, you just need to attend 40. So take care of this. So I hope these points are clear. First point, easy questions, no matter whatever. If you don't get it, go for other question, skip it, go for easy question, solve it, and go for this. If you get stuck, skip the question. Important point. So any other questions? Sure, yeah, your point, right? So if options are wrong, can we get bonus marks? It has to be discussed later, because I don't know whether they will delete the question or they'll give bonus marks. We'll see. Why to take risk? It's better to go for other questions, right? Mostly they have to give bonus marks because it is their fault, right? So we'll see the question paper, how this paper is given. We'll see each and every question. Look at first one. Some differential equation is given. We need to find degree of differential equation. So what we will do, we'll choose the easiest of all, right? Which one will be easy here? Can I say option C? Y double dash plus e power y is equal to 0. What is the degree of this? Highest order is y double dash. So degree of this is 1. So this will be 1. Again, D option, highest order is this, and degree of this one is 3. So these two are easy. So C1 and D3. So C1 and D3 means these two are not. So you can eliminate those two options. Now it is all about 3 and 4. So one of them you need to get. So whenever such equations are given, you need to get degree of highest order. Express this differential equation in polynomial form. Polynomial form means the degree of differential term must be an positive integer. Here must be a positive integer. So apply power 4 on both sides. So this is what you're going to get. Now highest order is triple dash. So degree will be 4. So for second one, you'll get 4. So you'll get option 4. Clear? Now, here I mentioned the type of question, whether it is easy or tough. Now, look at second question. Why did I write skip? There's a reason why I'm writing this one. If you observe this question, we need to find degree of the differential equation. So first we need to express it in differential form. So what we'll do, differentiate dy by dx. I'm differentiating this. So I'll get 2c into x minus c. So let us say it is y dash. There is only one parameter here, one arbitrary constant we can say. So using first equation, c into x minus c whole square, and this one, we need to eliminate c. One way is I can divide these two, or so if I divide this, I'll get y dash upon y. I'm dividing this upon this. So I get 2 upon x minus c. So from this, if you cross multiply, I'll get x minus c is equal to 2y upon y dash. So c value will be x minus 2y upon y dash. So take LCM. So this whole calculation you need to do to get the c value. Question is not over yet. We need to substitute this c value here to get the degree of differential equation. So when you substitute this, you're going to get y dash whole cube, which means degree will be 3. So this much calculation is required. If you make any error, then there's a chance you may get different answer. So again, parameters can be 2 or more, right? So take care of these questions. You can do these questions at the end. I will not suggest you to go for this at the beginning of the question. Now, look at next one. Area of the region in the first quadrant bounded by parabola. Y is equal to 4x square. Have a basic idea about parabolas. Y is equal to x square will be upward parabola. So this is how parabola will look like. Always draw a rough figure to find area of region. It will give you an idea what exactly area we need. X is equal to 0, y-axis. Y is equal to 1 and y is equal to 4. Y is equal to 1 is a line parallel to x-axis, and y is equal to 4 is line parallel to x-axis. So this is y is equal to 4 and this is y is equal to 1. X is equal to 0 means y-axis. So this is the area that we need. So calculate this area. Integrate the curve from this point to this point. So x will be root y by 2. So I'm integrating the function from y is equal to 1 to 4 root y by 2 dy. So you can integrate and get the answer. Now, with respect to x or with respect to y, which one we need to integrate? Here, this is what I need with respect to y-axis. X is equal to 0 means. So this is what we need to find. So integrate 1 by 2 outside. Y power half integration is y power 3 by 2 by 3 by 2. You can get 1 by 3. 8 minus 1, right? So 7 by 3. So this question is easy, but I cannot say every question that is given from on area under curve can be easy. Sometimes they will give you circle and a line, circle and parabola. So you might have practice questions. So you can just look at the question. If it seems to be easy, then attempt the question. Otherwise, go for next questions. Now, these type of questions, look at this. So how will you integrate this one? There are two ways. When we are discussing in class, someone has gave this idea. Multiply and divide with x. Now assume x square as t. Yeah, that is one way of solving. One more way is look at this one, important one. take highest power common. If you take highest power common from x, this term, then what we'll get? X cube outside overall. And this is what will remain. Now, why are we doing this? If I take x cube, then assume 1 plus x square, 1 plus 1 by x square as t. Now differentiate both sides. Minus 2 by x cube dx is dt. I have dx upon x cube. That can be replaced with minus dt by 2. So integral dt upon t we know, log t. One way is you can change the integrals, apply the limits in terms of t, or replace t value in terms of x, then substitute these x limits. When you are doing substitution method, remember these limits will be changed because you are getting everything into t form. These limits are for x, not for t. So substitute x as 1, so you'll get 2. And you substitute x as 2, you'll get 5 by 4. So apply the limits. Then you'll get the answer. Here, very important, don't substitute these values for t. These are for x. So convert this to x form and then substitute x limits or substitute new limits. Now, this is what it will be helpful for. Same method. So they are given 2 questions of this. So I'm expecting 1 question of this model. Taking highest power common from the denominator. So if you take highest power common, then denominator will be in the form of x power 6 into 1 plus 1 by x power 5. Again, let 1 plus 1 by x power 5 is t. If you differentiate, you'll get minus 5 by x power 6 dx. This will be dt. So we have dx upon x power 6. So our integral will be converted to minus 1 by 5 into dt upon t. Right? So minus 5, minus 1 by 5 into log t. And you can substitute t value. So if you take LCM, you'll get x power 5 plus 1 upon x power 5. Now, if you take minus sign inside, what happens? These two will get interchanged. Logarithm property. Minus log a by b is same as log b by a. So be familiar with log properties. So these 2 questions are based on same concept, we can say. So you can see what our option it is. Option 1, right? Now, again, one more easy question. So tangent to the curve at points where x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1 are parallel. So when you say whether it is parallel or not, if you read the reason, slope of tangents at points where x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1 are equal. Yes, if slopes are equal, then we say 2 tangents are parallel to each other. Now, question is, are the slopes same or not? Check it. If I find dy by dx, I'll get 21x square. When I substitute x as 1, I'll get slope as 21. When you substitute x as minus 1, again slope will be 21. So slopes are same, right? Second statement. First statement, yes. Now, is it a correct explanation or not? When will you say? When can we say that 2 lines are parallel to each other? If their slopes are same, that's what the condition given here, reasoning. So second statement, which is a reason, is a correct explanation for the assertion. Fine. If it is not correct explanation, then you have to mark C, option 2, where A and B is, both A and R statements are true, but R is not correct explanation in that case. But this case, R is the correct explanation. Now, again, easy question. So 2 by 2 order means there will be 2 rows and 2 columns. Overall, we'll have 4 elements, right? Now, each element have 3 possibilities. That means first element, I can write it as 1 or 2 or 3. So I have 3 possibilities for first one. Second one also 3 possibilities. Third one is also 3 possibilities. And fourth one is also 3 possibilities. Now question is, do I need to add all these or multiply these? If you remember permutation and combination, all the elements has to be filled, right? So if every element has to be filled, if every element has to be done, then we'll go for multiplication. If any one of them is required, then we'll go for addition. So we'll get 3 power 4, 81. Because sum of these is 12, that is also an option here. So if you know when to apply and when to add, then you can easily score. So this question can be extended to 3 by 3, right? 3 by 3 matrix, same. Instead of 3 options, I can give you 4 possibilities. So you can attempt. Now, this is a very basic question. X is equal to minus 1.17, the integral part of. So what's the integral part of this? First, understand what is greatest integer refers to. It refers to greatest integer less than or equal to x. What is the greatest integer that is less than or equal to x? If you don't know, then write it on a number line. Write the integers beside to this. What's the greatest integer less than or equal to this one will be minus 2. Clear? If you don't know how to get the answer directly, then write the number on the real line. You need to choose greatest integer which is less than or equal to this value. That's what you need to check. Next one, if A is a invertible matrix of order 4, important point. Generally, we discuss only third order, right? So there is a chance that you can make a mistake here. Determinant of A is given. What is determinant of adjoint A? We know this formula, and n value is 4 in this case. So 4 minus 1, determinant of A cube. And you know this value, 3 cube, which is 27. Again, one more easy question. Now, next one. If A is a matrix, A inverse exists. If A inverse exists, then what's the condition? You know the condition. A inverse can exist only in one case where, A inverse will not exist only in one case if determinant is equal to 0, right? So determinant should not be equal to 0. Remember this condition. Maybe they can ask this type of questions. Find A inverse. You can expect those questions. So determinant must not be equal to 0. Find the determinant value. Practice questions on 3 by 3 and 2 by 2. 2 by 2 is easy, right? So 3 by 3, there's a chance you can make an error. Especially when they are giving you variables here. Instead of numerical values, if I give x terms like x plus 2, 2x minus 1 and so on, take care of the calculations. So this one you can do, right? Easy question. Only thing is, just because questions are easy, don't overlook the values. Take care while calculation. Now, 11th one, the interval in which function is increasing. Condition for increasing, I told you, right? AOD can expect questions on increasing, decreasing, maximum, minimum, approximations. So f dash x, what's the derivative of this? Yeah, 3x squared. 1 by x cube derivative, don't forget, minus 3 upon x power 4. Now, function will be increasing if f dash x is greater than 0. As someone has asked whether to apply greater than or equal to 0 or greater than 0. I suggest go for both. Look at the options. If they give you both answers, then we can claim. They have to change the question. So here, if you observe, they have given all open brackets, which means they are taking this condition. So they cannot mess with open brackets or closed brackets. So take LCM now. I want to solve this in equation where it is greater than 0. How can I get? One way is if you know x belongs to minus into 2 minus 1, you can directly mark union 1 to infinity because denominator is always positive other than 0. At 0, it is not defined. Anyway, it is not mentioned here as well. Now, x power 6 minus 1 has to be greater than 0. When x is greater than 1, yes. Again, when x is less than minus 1 also, it will be greater than 0. Reason, power is even. If you don't know how to solve the inequations, then take one value in between this region and this region. Is it satisfying or not? If I take x as 3, yes, it will satisfy. If I take x as minus 3, also it will satisfy. So we can eliminate this because 0 is not possible. This also we can eliminate. Fine. So function can be increasing or decreasing, those type of questions. Now, a coin is tossed 5 times. If a coin is tossed 5 times, probability of getting at least 3 hits. So what questions can we expect? Exactly 3 hits, at least 3 hits, and at most 3 hits. These questions can be asked. At least means minimum 3 hits or more than 3. So when there are 3 hits, we are tossing coin 5 times, right? 2 must be tails. 4 hits, 1 tail case is possible. And 5 hits and 0 tail case is possible. We cannot go for 6 tails and minus 1 tails, right? 6 hits and minus 2. Find the probability of these 3 and add. So you can do that one, right? So 3 heads and 2 tails. If you have 5 choices, any 3 heads can occur in any place. So we'll go for PNC concept. 5C3. Choosing any 3 positions, getting heads. Now probability of getting a head is half. Getting a tail is also half. Same. 5C4, half power 4 into half power 1. 5C5, 1 by 2 whole power 5 into 1 by 2 whole power 0. So add all these 4. You get the answer. Fine. This particular question is easy because number of possibilities of at least 3 heads is same as the other one. You can get the answer as half. So random variable concept, yeah. So I have seen these questions, almost 6 questions are given based on the same concept. So practice questions on this. So first you should know how to find the K value. How will you find the K value? Which one, Shaurya? This one. Probability of getting at least 3 heads. At least 3 heads means 3 heads or more than 3 heads. At least 3 heads means 3 heads or more than 3 heads. So if you have 3 heads, other 2 must be tails because you are tossing a coin 5 times. Similarly, 4 heads and 1 tail. Similarly, 5 heads and 0 tails. At least 3 heads right now. When there are 3 heads and 2 tails, they can occur at any position. So that's why we'll go for PNC. Selecting any 3 out of 5 positions, that will give you all possibilities. Now, this is a probability of getting half 3 times. Probability of getting a tail 2 times. Same for other 2. Add all this because the probability of getting 3 heads or 4 heads or 5 heads, we need to add all those probabilities. So random variable concept, sum of all probabilities must be always 1, right? So if you add all of them, we'll get 0.6 plus 4k. This must be equal to 1. So 4k will be equal to 0.4 and k will be 0.1. So I got k, but the question is not about k, right? Mean of x. How will you find mean? Sigma pi xi. So calculate this value. Pi xi means corresponding probability with corresponding x. This plus this p1 into x1 plus p2 into x2, p3 into x3, and so on. Multiply x value with corresponding probability because we got already x k value. So add all of them. That will give you the answer. So make sure you have practiced these type of questions. Now, I have rated this question as medium. There's a reason why I have written this as medium. See, if there is only one linear inequation in 2 variables, right? Here, in 2 variables. So this question will be easy, relatively. But if you see more than 2 linear inequations in 2 variables, better skip that question. Don't waste much time on this because you need to solve the inequalities first to get the intersection points. Then you need to substitute those intersection points in the Z. This may take more than 1 minute or 2 minutes. In case number of inequations are increased, then it will take time. But for this case, it will be easy. Fine. If you can treat x1 as x-axis and x2 as y-axis. Now, you can draw the lines. X1 is less than or equal to 4, right? First, you will draw the equation. X1 is equal to 4, which is a line parallel to y-axis. X1 less than or equal to 4 means towards left side. You know how to get this one, I guess. Similarly, x2 less than or equal to 6. X2 is nothing but your y. So this is your x2 is equal to 6 line. So towards below and towards left side. Here it is given x1 greater than or equal to 0 and x2 greater than or equal to 0, which means it belongs to first quadrant. So I need to consider only this box. Along with this, we have one more. Which is this line, 3x1 plus 2x2 is equal to 18. So divide. Try to get it in the intercept form of a line. It will be easy. x1 by 6 plus x2 by 9 is equal to 1. So it will pass through 0, 9 and 6, 0. So this is how line can be. So again, whether the line is above to this or below to this, that depends. So you need to cross check with this point, whether this point is satisfied by this inequality or not. So This will take time, these type of questions. For this case, it will be easy. Find this intersection point because towards this line less than or equal to. So overall, it will be this figure. So you need to check it all corner points where you're getting maximum value. So find this intersection point and this intersection point, substitute in the maximum is z. Wherever you see z is maximum, get the answer. So what about 15th question? I just want to discuss this 15th question, minimum value. If this is my f of x, where f of x is equal to x log x, how will you find minimum value? We'll differentiate the function, right? Whenever you see maxima or minima, f dash x must be 0. So you need to apply product rule here. Log x differentiation is 1 by x. So f dash x must be 0, which is log x plus 1. This is my f dash. So if I equate this to 0, I'll get log x as minus 1 and x will be e power minus 1, which is 1 by e. Now, remember in the question, they're asking minimum value. And what we call this? X is equal to 1 by e. This is point of minima. That means you're going to get minimum value at this point. Is that clear? You're going to get minimum value at this point. So if you substitute this point in the function, then you're going to get the minimum value for the function. Am I clear? Understand this point. There are two concepts here, point of minima and minimum value. Whatever the x value you're going to get after f dash is equal to 0, that is called point of minima. That is not what question is about. Substitute this x is equal to 1 by e in the function given, then you will get minimum value for the function. So if I substitute 1 by e, then I'll get 1 by e into log 1 by e, which is minus 1 by e. So this is the answer. Any doubts in this? We'll discuss Moksha. You want adjoint of adjoint? Yeah, I'll give the property formula for that. This is the previous slide. Soumya. So I suggest you to understand, instead of writing everything down, try to understand the questions, how to attempt and which to skip. Yeah, I hope this question is clear. Point of minima and point of maxima as well in the same concept. So whatever the x value you're going to get, that will be called point of minima. If you want minimum value, substitute that point in the function. Now 16th question. Yeah. See, domain of the function is a composite function, right? How will you write f of g of x? Replacing x value with g of x. That's what we need to do. Replace x with g of x. So that means you need to find square root of g of x. Square root of g of x, which is 2x minus 3. Now square roots are defined only for non-negative values, which means 2x minus 3 must be greater than or equal to 0. Say x must be greater than or equal to 3 by 2. Inequality, option 1. So same, if for suppose, if this is my question, square root of 3x minus 4, what will be domain for this? If this is my question, can anyone answer? I'm looking in the chat now. If this is my question, what is the domain? H of x 1 by under root 3x minus square root of 3x minus 4. What is the domain for this? Here, again square root function, right? I just told you square root functions are defined only for non-negative values. Non-negative means greater than or equal to, right? But can I take greater than or equal to here? No, it should be greater than 0. Reason? Denominator cannot be 0. Clear? If you apply equality to 0, then denominator can be 0. But in this case, denominator cannot be 0. So we'll get x greater than 4 by 3. And set will be 4 by 3 to infinity. So take care of these things. Wherever the condition is there, right? Observe whether it is in numerator or denominator. According to that, you can choose the condition. Yeah, 17. One more question, important one. Number of 1-1 functions. How do you find number of 1-1 functions? Whatever formula you have, if you don't remember the formula, suppose I don't remember any formula, I'm giving you some other question here instead of discussing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Suppose this is my question. How will you find number of one-one functions? I don't know any formula here. What I know is the definition of one-one function. One-one function means every element of A should be related to exactly one distinct element in set B, right? So suppose I'm taking this element. How many choices does it have? How many choices? That means how many elements does it can relate with? First one. There are 7 choices. So first one will have 7 choices. Suppose if it is related to any of the element out of 7 choices, next one will have how many choices? How many choices do we get for second? Because first one is related to one of the element out of 7. Second will have 6 choices. Now third one, 5, and fourth one will have 4 choices. So every element in the domain should be related to exactly one element. So we'll go for multiplication here. That is how we got the formula. 7 into 6 into 5 into 4. So here in this case, first one will have 4 choices. Second one will have 3 choices, and third one will have 2 choices. So we'll get the answer. Am I clear? If you don't know the formula, how to get it, remember the definition properly. Number of one-one functions refers to one-one function definition. Each element in the domain should have exactly one distinct element as its image. So if you multiply them, you'll get the answer. Fine. So formula, if you want, if there are n elements here and r elements here, formula will be, can I say NPR? You know what is NPR refers to? N factorial upon n minus r factorial. So we can go for it. Yeah. I have written this question as medium. There's a reason. Look at this. What we'll do, we can apply tan inverse x minus tan inverse y formula. Yes, you can do it. So if you apply tan inverse x minus, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y formula, which is 2x upon 1 minus x plus 1 into x minus 1, right? Given this is equal to tan inverse 8 by 31. Fine, you'll equate this to this and you'll get the answer. Quadratic equation, right? You can solve that and you'll get the x values. Now, whatever the x values you're going to get, right? Suppose I'm getting 2 values of x after solving the quadratic equation. Generally, there will be 2 values, right? Now, sometimes only one of them can be the solution. Clear? Sometimes not both, only one of them can be the solution. How will you decide which one to take? It must satisfy the condition. You can apply this tan inverse x plus tan inverse y formula as tan inverse of x plus y upon 1 minus xy when both x and y greater than 0 and product of xy is less than 1. Remember this condition. Most of you will ignore what are the condition that is given to the beside the formula, but these conditions are important. So if you solve any quadratic equations, you'll get 2 values. But why only one value is given? Because of this condition. This condition will be satisfied by only one of the x values. Fine. Why I'm discussing this is, instead of this, the value of x, what if they ask number of x values satisfying this condition? We are getting 2 answers, right? But you cannot write answer as 2. So that's why I'm explaining. So take care. These questions can be tricky or sometimes it can be tough as well. Now, 19th question. Just by looking at this question, you have to skip this question. Reason? Anyone can explain why we need to skip this question? Don't you know tan inverse x plus tan inverse y? Yes, I know. Why should I skip this question? Too much of calculation is involved. If you find tan inverse x plus tan inverse y for this, and similarly for this one, you'll get something in terms of tan inverse. Again, you need to apply tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, right? So how much time will it take? Fine, we can do it in 1 or 1.5 minutes. But problem is, if numbers are too big, it will take more than 2 minutes. Now, my question is it worth solving this question? For the same marks, I can see some easy questions in the coming slides. So skip for now. Come back to these questions later. So these questions, you need to do it, like you need to get this idea during the exam, whether to skip the questions or whether to solve the questions. Now, one of the easiest questions, right? Standard. So what I'm expecting is they may give you these type of questions. Instead of one secant inverse, suppose, let us solve this question first. Secant inverse minus 2. How to get secant inverse minus 2? For sine tan inverse functions and cosecant inverse functions. Remember this. Sine inverse, tan inverse, and cosecant inverse. If the value is minus inside, you can take out the minus sign. For these three functions, you can take out the minus sign directly and write the function. Suppose if I ask what is sine inverse of minus half, you can write it as minus sine inverse. For these three functions, it is valid. Now for other three functions, suppose if I am asking what is cos inverse of minus half, we need to write it as pi minus cos inverse. Same for other three functions, cos inverse, cot, and secant. To write cos inverse of minus as pi minus cos inverse. Remember this one for other three. So they may give you like this, some question like 2 cos inverse minus root 3 by 2 plus 3 tan inverse minus 1 plus something. So based on standard domain or standard range, they may ask question like this. So in that case, you should not make any error. So remember the range and how to express when the inside value is negative. Fine, we can get this answer, right? So 2 pi by 3 are fine. So everyone got 2 pi by 3. Do I need to solve this? Yeah, good. Now look at this 21st question. If A is a given matrix of order 4 such that adjoint A is equal to 5 times of identity matrix. Now again order 4. We have solved till only order 3. Now they are giving this. Now we have discussed this, right? Adjoint of this is equal to determinant of A power n minus 1. Someone has asked what is determinant of adjoint A. Look at this. It is determinant of A. I'll write this side. Now, is this concept helpful? In this particular case, do I know determinant of A? No. So every time this is not the formula that we need. Given adjoint A is equal to 5 times of I. So apply determinant on both sides. When a constant is multiplied with the matrix, what happens? This constant has to be multiplied with each and every row, each and every element inside the matrix. So take 5 common from each and every row. How many rows or how many columns will be there? 4 columns. So you'll get 5 power 4 outside. Is this step clear? So 5 power 4 is 625 and determinant of identity matrix is 1. So you'll get 625. Yeah. Someone who has asked adjoint of adjoint A, I'm giving you this formula. This is determinant of A power n minus 1 whole square. Is this concept clear? Any doubts in this? Why determinant of 5i is equal to 5 power 4 into determinant of I? Because this is a constant multiplied with a matrix. When you are multiplying a constant with matrix, that constant will be multiplied by each and every element in the matrix. So take that common from each row so that we'll get 4 5s. So when you multiply 4 5s, you'll get 5 power 4 outside the determinant into 1. Yeah, one of the easy questions again. If each element of row or column in a determinant can be expressed as sum of two numbers, property, right? If any particular row is given as A plus lambda 1, B plus lambda 2, C plus lambda 3, D, E, F, and G, H, I. This can be split into two determinants where you can take A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H, I plus lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, D, E, F, and G, H, I. So you have to keep 2 rows constant. Keep 2 rows constant and we can split the first row. That is first statement. Yes, this is a true statement. Now second statement is value of determinant of matrix is obtained by sum of product of elements of any row or column with corresponding cofactors. We have discussed this in class. How many of you remember? I have discussed this. If you take any element, suppose A11, A12, A13, I'm not writing remaining elements. So to get the value of this determinant, take A11 and cofactor of A11. Suppose cofactor of A11 is given by C11 plus A12 into cofactor of A12, A13 into cofactor of A13. This will give you determinant. When you multiply elements with their cofactors, corresponding cofactors, and add any row or any column, it will be true. So second statement is also true, first statement is also true. Now, if you observe the options, they are not asking whether it is explanation or not. They're asking whether they are true or false. Clear? So both statements are true. So look at this. Which of the following given system has unique solution? When there are two equations and two variables, we can solve them directly, right? There is no need of finding delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 or adjoint A into B. Here directly you can solve them. These two equations represent same equation. If you take two outside and cancel out, we'll get the same equation here. So it will have infinite solutions. Infinite solutions because if I give you only one equation, there will be infinite possibilities for x and y. X can be 0, y can be 1, y can be 2, and x can be -1, and so on. So there will be infinite solutions. Now for this, take 3 common. So first equation will be like 2x minus 3y is equal to 4. If you take 3 common and take it to other side, you get 2x minus 3y is equal to 10 by 3. If 2x minus 3y is equal to 4, it cannot be 10 by 3, right? So no solution. So this is just for explanation I'm giving you. You should not waste this much time. Fine. So if you take 3 common here, you'll get, take 4 common, you'll get 3x minus 4y is equal to 3 by 4. And 3x minus y is equal to 1. Again, no solution. Reason, same equation on the left side and two different values on right side. Now this will be your unique solution. Only one solution will be there. Now, this is a question I want to talk about. Here, what are critical points? You know what are critical points? Whenever f dash x is equal to 0 or f dash x is equal to not defined, where f dash is equal to 0 or f dash x is not defined, those points are critical points. So you know how to differentiate this. Yeah, f dash x will be equal to 12 into differentiation of x power 4 by 3 is 4 by 3 into x power 1 by 3 minus 6 into 1 by 3 into x power minus 2 by 3. So I'm cancelling out 2. So I'm getting 16 x power 1 by 3 minus 2 x power minus 2 by 3. So if you take LCM and simplify, we'll be getting 8x minus 1 upon x power 2 by 3. So f dash x is equal to 0 means numerator can be 0. So x value will be 1 by 8. F dash x not defined means when denominator is equal to 0, which means x power 2 by 3 must be 0. So x is equal to 0. So these two are the points where you get critical points. Now options are wrong. No matter how many times you do, you'll get the same answer. So here options are wrong. We cannot help, but don't waste time on such questions. There is a chance, very less chance, but that is possible. Questions or options can be wrong. So don't waste much time. Now here, function, some function is given. Number of discontinuity points, okay. Here they're asking number of discontinuous points, not the point at which function is discontinuous. So take care of the terminology here. This is a polynomial function. X not equal to 0 means you have to consider this function for all real numbers except 0. This is what it means. For all real numbers except 0, this function will be continuous. Reason, it is a polynomial function, right? Now at x is equal to 0, you need to check left hand limit, right hand limit, and function value. If all the three are equal, then we say it is continuous at 0 as well. If any of these two are not equal, any of these three, then we say it is discontinuous at that point. So calculate left hand limit and right hand limit, you'll get 3. Function value is 4. So function is discontinuous at 0. Have a clear idea on this. Discontinuous at x is equal to 0. So number of discontinuous points will be 1. We know function is discontinuous at 0. So if you are in a hurry, you'll mark option 1. We got answer, right? But here they are asking number of discontinuous points. Sometimes they may ask the function will be discontinuous at. Okay, take care of this. Yeah, all points are important. Every polynomial function is continuous, yes. Every constant function is continuous, yes. Modulus function is not continuous. We know modulus function, it will be in the V shape, right? So it is continuous. Now, identity function of real numbers is not continuous. So anyone having doubt in this? What do you mean by identity function? Identity function means whatever the x value you take, you'll get the same value for y. So this is our identity function. F of x is equal to x when x belongs to real numbers. So it is nothing but your y is equal to x. Can I say it is a straight line? Y is equal to x passing through origin. So it is always continuous. And every differentiable function is continuous. Yes. That is a basic rule for differentiability, right? Function has to be continuous, then only we'll go for differentiability. So AB. So Rolle's theorem. Which of the function satisfies the conditions of Rolle's theorem? So here in this particular case, options are very simple, right? Because all the four functions are polynomial functions, so function will be continuous and differentiable, all the four. Now, for Rolle's theorem, what extra information is needed? F of A is equal to F of B, right? Substitute x as 1 and x as 2. Did you get the function value same? No. Substitute x as minus 1 and x as 1. Then you'll get function value as same. So this is a function that satisfies the conditions of Rolle's theorem. Okay. Function has to be continuous and differentiable. That's the important point. In these examples, all are continuous and differentiable functions. You may get a different function in the exam. So now again, easy question. Why? Volume of cube is increasing at the rate. Read the question properly. Volume of a cube is increasing at a rate. So dV by dt is given 9 cc per second. Then rate of change of surface area when the length of edge is 10 centimeters. So I know volume is a cube. From this, if you differentiate both sides, you'll get dV by dt is equal to 3a square into dA by dt. You know dV by dt and you know A. You can get dA by dt. So once you get rate of change of edge, then surface area is given by 6a square. So ds by dt will be 12a into dA by dt. Here, you know A value and you can get dA by dt from this. You can get ds by dt. So understand the steps. So it should not take much time. And not just cube. Have good idea on all the solid figures that we have. Cuboid. They can ask maybe cone, sphere. There's a chance. So have good idea on surface area, volume, lateral surface, and total surface. There are hardly 4 or 5 figures, so you must be knowing it. It will be there, Aish, mostly. Now, maximum value. Yeah, one such important question. To find out the maximum value of the function in the interval. How do you find maximum value? I know if function has maximum or minimum, f dash x must be 0. Yes, right. We'll get some x value. So I'm finding f dash x, which is 6x square minus 24. And I equate this to 0. Yeah, fine. So I'll get x square is equal to 4. So x will be plus or minus 2, right? Now, do we have minus 2 in the domain? No. So we have only x is equal to 2, right? So take this point. Now, to decide maximum value, they should have mentioned absolute maximum. So absolute maximum will be, you need to consider f of 2 value as well as f of 1 and f of 3. For absolute maximum, we need to consider the endpoints whenever it is defined in closed interval. I'm talking about closed interval. When the function is defined in closed interval, you need to check f of 1 value and f of 3 value. That means initial point and final point, function value at those two. And whatever the x values you got after finding f dash. Find all these three. Whatever that is maximum among these three, that will be the maximum value. Here, they should have mentioned absolute maximum. Yeah. After this, we'll stop. Look at this. The area of the region bounded by this curve and straight line. If you draw a rough figure, do you have an idea how to draw 2x minus x square? This represents a parabola, right? Always remember y is equal to x square represents a parabola. Doesn't matter you have 2x or 1. It will always represent parabola. Now, if coefficient of x square is negative, it will represent downward parabola. So it is a downward parabola and it can be 0 at 0 and 2. So this is how parabola will look like. And y is equal to minus x is a straight line, which can be like this. Fine, I'll rewrite this once. Sorry for that figure. So parabola will be like this. And y is equal to x line can be like this. Now I need to find area bounded between this. So if you want to find this area, I need to find this, integrate the curve from 0 to 2. Next, if you integrate, we'll get negative value for this. Remember, definite integration will give you negative value. So this will take a lot of time to get the answer. Skip such questions. When you feel questions are going to be lengthy, then skip those questions. Fine. This is one such question which has to be skipped and which has to be solved at the end. Even though it looks similar, same or simple, it will take time. So assess the question before solving. How long can it take? You have to solve 40 questions. So should not waste much time on any question. So take care of this. Fine. Okay, we'll stop at this point. So Vishal sir, are you there? So any questions from your side? So rest of the questions we can check once. Any questions from your side? I just want to answer if you have any few questions at the last moment. Which one, Anash? Link to this PPT. I'll tell you, have you joined in Telegram group? I'll try to post it in the Telegram group. Yeah, if you have any questions regarding exam or anything, you can ask. I think it was a bit slow. YouTube live session. Yeah. Sir, Vishal sir, can you post the Telegram group link here? Is it possible? So that if anyone haven't joined, they can join. Yeah, Adit, don't worry. This live chat will go on till today, so you'll get the link soon. Definitely there will be easy questions, right? If they give tough questions, no one will attempt. So definitely there will be easy questions. What I'm saying is, out of 50 questions, we can expect 30 questions as easy questions for sure. Direct questions. Now, where those 30 questions will be given, towards the beginning or towards the end or in between, that you need to choose. Here, go through all the questions. I don't know if you think any question can be solved under minutes, solve it first. So you need to spend more time on easy questions so that you can solve maximum number of questions. 30 easy questions means you can solve them under 20-25 minutes hardly. In 20-25 minutes, you should be able to solve 30 questions. Those questions will be given. Through will the level of exam be same? Next, it can be like, see, they can give a bit tough, like 10% tougher than this. Not all the questions are tough. Fine. It will be almost same as this because this is the first time, right, they're conducting. So I'm expecting easy paper. Don't make any errors. How much do we need to score? The maximum, see, there are 40 questions here, right? So anything around 30 we can easily score, but 35 to 40 depends on the accuracy on you. How much time I have wasted during the exam, that depends. Can I guess if I have eliminated two options? Sure, yeah, I'll suggest you that towards the end, like in last 5 minutes, if you have completed 40 minutes, last 5 minutes, if you have that doubt, then maybe you can go for it, but not at the beginning. Because what if other questions are easy? Do you want to go with the guess or do you want to go with the answer? Proper answer where you can get the right answer. No, Tamana. This 50 questions will be from maths. There will be 50 questions on applied mathematics that are different from this. If there are similar concepts, yeah, you can expect same questions or similar questions. But in these maths questions, all are based on NCERT syllabus, not applied maths, normal maths. Yeah, you can please ask your questions if you have any doubts regarding anything. So those points that I have discussed towards the beginning, right? So remember those points. Every question carries same marks, and don't waste time on any question. Questions can be wrong. Like 10% rounding, whatever you have seen, right? Till now, don't expect anything more than 10% more difficulty. Okay. Maybe, yeah, I'm talking to you, Rana. CUET is exam, Sudhanshu. Pratik, can we solve the law? Which law question, Pratik? Yeah, I can understand. Time management is very, see, it is not about those who score 40 questions. It's not about that. It's all about how many students can manage the time and try to attend maximum number of questions. So, yeah, first go for easy questions. Solve all the easy questions, then come back to the tough ones. If you're having issue with the time management, that means you're choosing the questions wrong. Okay. So I have mentioned skip and medium, right? So go through this PPT once. You're in the group, right? I'll post this PPT in the group so that you will have an idea whether will you attempt that question in the first attempt or second attempt. Whatever I mentioned easy, attempt in the first attempt. You can get the answers. And easy or medium will depends on you. Whether you are familiar with the concept, then you can get it. Otherwise, maybe you'll skip the question as well. Okay. Fine. Our session will end now. Class is still 11, right? So yeah, Pratik, x into log x, right? Find f dash and equate to 0. Find f dash and equate to 0. Yeah, preparing the work for the worst, Ronak. Some questions are pretty tough, yes. Reason being, you have to skip those questions. Learn to skip those questions. Okay? Yeah, anyone? Yeah, we just have 1 more minute. Fine, Pratik. I'll discuss that explain with you separately then. In the group, you can message me in person. Fine, from Telegram. I'll discuss that question. Dhruv, you didn't get the schedule? Sir, Vishal sir, can you post the Telegram group in the link? Because some of the students don't have an idea what is the upcoming lecture. Yeah, x is equal to 1 by is a point, right? Substitute that point in the function so that you'll get minimum value of the function. X is equal to 1 by is a point of minimum. Yeah, Vanshika, I guess. So this video will be live, right? This video will be available, right? After the session. Yeah, it will be available. So if please join the Telegram group if you got any doubts. Fine, it's almost time. Then any other questions? So all the best for your exam. Keep your stress levels low. You'll do fine. Don't worry. Yeah, look at the Telegram group link. It is posted. You can join that one. Fine. Shall we end the session then? All the best for your exam. Thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. You have learned something, some valuable things at least. Shall I end the session? Yeah. Thank you then. So I'll stop sharing.